Hello everyone and welcome back to the UConn Huskies Dynasty. The Huskies find themselves with a 3-2 record and are quickly approaching the second half of the season. A second half of the season, I would argue, is much harder than the first half, with teams like Ohio State, Oregon State, Duke, UTSA, and UCF on the calendar. But all we can do right now is focus on one game at a time and trying to get one win at a time. And I would argue that this match against FIU is approaching must-win territory with the strength of schedule in the second half of the season. But before we get into that matchup, let's take a look at the recruiting board. There's a good chance that we get Dorian Tobin, the quarterback athlete, to commit in this episode. If you don't remember his attributes, here is another look at them. He looks very, very promising with elite speed. We're also very close to getting center prospect Wayne Rourke and right tackle Manny Smith. All three of these players are in their top three, just waiting for commitments. As for some of our top 3-star recruits, there's Nate McCain. Syracuse and Rutgers are pushing very hard on him suddenly. I'm hoping that with the visit and now sending the house his way, that we will hopefully be able to secure him. There's also Nate Putu, another safety that has received a scholarship from Boston College, so we might be in a battle there. And then there is Ted Booth, who we have taken the lead on from Navy. We're probably going to lose JD Webb, who is a gem power back, to Syracuse, but we might still be in the fight near the end. Once we get a couple of these top recruits to commit, we're going to have a lot more points and we can go a lot harder after some of these 3-star guys. And a number of the 3-star guys aren't really being pursued by anyone else anyway. There's Kevin Simonson, and we are the only team with any influence, as well as a wide receiver in Terry Overhauser. Terry Overhauser, by the way, 6'1" with 94 speed. He's not quite as tall as Shamar Porter, but does have similar speed. Here's a look at the current top 25. This episode is the first episode on the newest patch, so you might see some changes to this in the future. I know they changed up the logic on how the top 25 is generated. For example, Ole Miss and South Carolina at 2-2 and 1-2 should probably not be here. But enough of that, it's time for some college football action. A week ago, we gave Appalachian State their first win on the season. Will we do the same against FIU? Or will the Huskies be able to bounce back and get their 4th victory on the season? I know that patch also included some gameplay updates, so we'll see how that goes as well. UConn starts with the football man in motion. It's a fake jet and then a handoff to Darrell Robinson. Breaks out of a tackle and gets a pickup of 7. 2nd and 3 from the 32. We'll go back to the ground with Robinson. Jukes out a defender and gets the first down to the 36. Victor Rosa will check in on the fresh set of downs and he'll get a carry to start the day. Blocking not really there for Rosa. That's kind of been the case all season. Victor Rosa does not seem to get the blocks that Darrell Robinson does. Very empty box for FIU. Might go back to the ground here. We do. And again, just a missed block from, I believe that's the right guard. Actually, I stand corrected. That was the right tackle and just sprinted past the linebacker like he was going to go block the ref. So instead of a big gain on the ground, it's going to be 3rd and 2, and Evers is back to pass, goes underneath to Shamar Porter, and he gets past the 50 into FIU territory. 1st and 10 from the 47. Evers back to pass again, and on the drag route finds Josiah Gathings, and he'll get 5. Kind of a loaded box here for the Panthers, as on 3rd and 1, Evers is back to pass. Gonna dump it off to Robinson, but it's broken up, and that sets up a 4th and 1. We'll punt it away. As the Panthers take over, here's a look at their offense. They are led by quarterback Kewan Jenkins, who is a junior and an 85 overall. Very good quarterback. Halfback is Shomari Lawrence and Antonio Patterson. Wide receiver 1 is Dean Patterson, and then Eric Rivers, Luby Maurice Jr., and Mike Jackson. And then the tight end 1 is Rocky Beers. That is an all-time name. Let's see if the UConn defense can play a little bit better than they did a week ago. Jenkins out of the shotgun will hand it off. And some running room for the halfback here, and that's a 1st down for FIU. But from the 28, fresh set of downs already. Looking good on the ground just through the one play. They'll go back to it. And Julian Simon there on the tackle. That'll make it a 2nd down and 8 situation from the 31. And it's a keeper for the quarterback. And Spears is there on the tackle, as well as Cam Chadwick. And that sets up a 3rd down and 4 for FIU. Can the UConn Huskies get a stop defensively. All day to throw for Jenkins. Lobbing one down the field. Has his man, but it's broken up by Chris Grubbs. And they'll have to punt it right back. A disappointing drive to start the day for both offenses. Out come the Huskies offense once again. 1st and 10 from the 29. Rosa on the carry, makes a move up the middle and gets a first down. From the 39, we'll go play action and then dump it off to Robinson as there was a blitz on its way. Robinson can't make anybody miss, but it is a pickup of 7. That'll make it 2nd down and 3. And we go back to Victor Rosa on the ground. Some running room to work with laid out at the 39, 1st and 10. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. On 2nd down and 10, it's a carry for Darrell Robinson. Nowhere to go, no gain. So that puts us in a 3rd and long situation. Evers back to pass. Rolling, has his man. It's Lewis Hansen. He's got the grab. Can he make it to the end zone? He does. Touchdown, UConn. Nick Evers on the run to his left, gets it to his tight end down the field, and it results in a Huskies touchdown. Lewis Hansen not been as involved this year in the offense, I feel like, as he was last year, but gets a big TD to start the scoring here today. So FIU takes back over down by 7 now, as it's going to be a handoff, and with running room again, down goes the halfback at the 38. The senior halfback Shamari Lawrence been shifty in the backfield, able to get away from any UConn defenders, and it's going to be a handoff to him again. Raheem Lovelace is there. He only gets 3 yards this time. 3rd and short to start the second quarter for FIU. Jenkins will roll. It looks like it's going to be an option. They get it out to their halfback Lawrence, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Panthers. He gets 2nd and 10 from the 39. Jenkins out of the shotgun, man motioning to the left. And it's a keeper for the quarterback, and Julian Simon all over it. No gain once again. We are desperately going to miss Julian Simon after he graduates at the end of the season. 3rd and 10 from the 39. Looking to keep them, and it's a sack from Bryce Yates. 4th and 17. I was going to say looking to keep them just in field goal range, but instead we push them out of it. Bryce Yates, the senior, with the sack of Jenkins. That pushed them out of field goal range, so they had to punt it away, and the Huskies take back over. 1st and 10 from the 24. As Evers will hand off. Victor Rosa has some running room, gets a 7-yard pickup. 2nd and 3 from the 31. Play action for UConn. Trying to dump it off to Robinson, but down goes Evers. And that gives us a 3rd and 13. Evers back to pass, has time, going to step up in the pocket, taking off to run, needs a few more yards for the first, and he gets it done to the 35. Well played by Nick Evers. Only a 3-man rush there from FIU. 2nd down, Rosa in motion. It's the jet touch pass for UConn. Blockers down the field. Rosa, can he make a couple men miss? He can, but he jukes back into an FIU defender. Still enough for a 1st down easily. Robinson will check back in the backfield. 5 minutes left, as we will hand it off to Darrell Robinson, and just gets swallowed up in the backfield, a loss of 3. And we can see here a lot of wear and tear for Robinson right now. Definitely not inside Zach Costanzo field goal range. So we'll look to throw here on 3rd and 10, get it out to Shamar Porter. Can't break the tackle. 4th and 3 at the 38, and we're lining up to go for it. I think it makes sense at this spot on the field. Costanzo probably not going to be able to make a field goal from here. On 4th and 3, we're back to pass. Porter open. Bad throw from Nick Evers. It's incomplete, and FIU will take over. Not necessarily what I wanted to see. As now with 3 minutes left, FIU the opportunity to head down the field, get some points before the half, and it's a handoff to Lawrence. He's laid out by Julian Simon. 2nd and 8 from the 40, as Jenkins will hand off to Lawrence again. More running room, tripped up at the 45, but a 1st and 10 for FIU. About 2 minutes left to play in the half. Jenkins going to hand it off again to Lawrence, and our run defense is just horrific so far today. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd down and 2, 2 minutes left to play in the half. Finally, they're not going to the ground. They go over the middle, finding their man. Jenkins gets it down the field. It's Maurice Jr. on the reception to the 13. 1st and 10, not quite, goal to go. FIU End zone, touchdown Panthers. As he had literally all day to throw in the pocket. No pressure at all from UConn, which has been a continuous struggle this season from our defensive line. And the Panthers going to tie this football game up. First and 10 UConn, now 7-7. But plenty of time on the clock to try to get a score before the half. And we get it to our favorite wideout, that's Shamar Porter. And we'll start with a first down. First and 10 from the 36. Evers back to pass, running out of time. Throws it in the direction of Skylar Bell, who makes the grab and gets to the 50. Another first and 10. Now at midfield, Evers back to pass. Rosa by himself here on the left side. Makes one man miss, but then goes down at the 37. Another first. Out of the shotgun, Evers back to pass. About a minute left to play. Over the middle, we find Skylar Bell gets sandwiched in between a couple defenders. But another first. Every single play on this drive has gone for a first down to start. On first and 10 from the 25, can we keep that streak up? Evers lucky to get that ball off at all, but he got it to Victor Rosa, who's going to find his way to the end zone. Touchdown UConn. Well played by Nick Evers. It was an all-out blitz from FIU, and he still got it off on the screen to Victor Rosa. And Victor Rosa gets it to the end zone, the perfect combination. The only issue with that drive going as quickly as it did is it leaves a lot of time for FIU and all of their timeouts, as this is broken up by Zachary Spears. Second and 10 from the 19. Jenkins throws over the middle, finding his man, as apparently we just cannot keep up with these FIU receivers in man coverage. First and 10 at the 38, 40 seconds left to play in the half. Jenkins running out of time. Down he goes. I think that's Price Yates again with the sack. Might have been Hoffman. Sometimes Yates plays over here on the end. Sometimes it's Hoffman. I believe that was actually Hoffman on the sack that time. Jenkins empty set in the backfield. Lots of time to throw this time. All day. Down he goes again. Could not get rid of it. And it's Hoffman and Quincy Bryan. And it's going to be 3rd and 23. They do end up snapping the ball with just a couple seconds left in the half. They run it with Lawrence. Down he goes, and that brings us to the half. A great stand there defensively by the UConn Huskies. I do believe FIU starts with the football in the second half, so they will still have the opportunity to tie the game up. Third quarter officially underway, and it's a first and 10 for FIU. The ground game working really well for them in the first half, and it's going to start working well again in the third quarter. Honestly, if they just keep it on the ground, I don't know how we're going to stop them. First and 10 at the 28, and they will throw on the RPO. Good blocking down the field, and it's Grubbs making the open field tackle. FIU shifting to maybe a hurry-up style offense here in the second half as they rush to the line. Another first and 10. It's a keeper for the quarterback, and he leads his receiver out of bounds, a loss of a yard. Second and 11 from the 42. Will they go back to the air or keep it on the ground this time? It is back to the air. Man over the middle brought down, but a big gain to the 36. As it does look like they have fully switched to running a hurry-up offense. Jenkins out of the shotgun, Lawrence to his right. He will call an audible here before taking the snap. And it is not a handoff to Lawrence. Play action over the middle, man wide open. Grubbs there for the tackle, but FIU on the move during this drive. Our pass rush, our rush defense, it's all been horrible, whatever way you look at it. First and 10 from the 15 for FIU. Tight end in motion, lined up as a fullback on this play. It's a handoff. Lawrence, Lovelace, and Cam Chadwick are there. And that sets up a 3rd down and 8 from the 13 for FIU. Jenkins will hand it off, and it's not Lawrence this time. It's the backup halfback, and he gets stood up at the 11. It's 4th and 6. FIU settling for a field goal attempt here. It is from the right hash. We've seen a bunch of the AI miss these. Not this time, though. It's right down the middle. 14-10 is the score. UConn still with the lead. Probably going to be the Victor Rosa show the rest of the way today, as Darrell Robinson dealing with that wear and tear. Don't want to risk an injury for him. First and 10 from the 25. Rosa going to get the carry. Jukes out a defender, has a lot of open field in the middle, and gets past the 50 all the way to the enemy 45. Victor Rosa, quite the explosive runner. This has probably been Victor's best day on the ground so far this season. He's used obviously a ton through the air. 1st and 10, Rosa going to get another carry, jukes out another defender. He's so elusive. It's a pickup of 8. Victor Rosa checks back in on a 3rd down and 2. We will go to him on the ground, and he will get the 1st down to the 34. Out of the shotgun, Evers is back to pass again. Rolling to his right, has a man open down the field. It's Shamar Porter. Can't make his man miss, but does get inside the 10. 1st and goal for UConn. From the 8, it's an empty set for Nick Evers. On 1st and goal, it's a jet touch pass. Victor Rosa has the blocking, has the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. Victor Rosa having an all-time day today. One of his best performances so far in the series. A couple touchdowns and a ton of rushing yards, a ton of receiving yards. The guy is the offense. I don't know what we're going to do without him next season, but we've got him for this one, and it's working out well against FIU today. 21-10, UConn has the lead. 1st down and 10 for FIU. Down by 2 possessions here. We've been known to choke away 2 possession leads. Should have been picked by Brinson there. Also, thank goodness Jenkins didn't see this. Jordan Wright got burned on the left. Would have just been a free touchdown. 2nd and 10 from the 26. Jenkins out of the shotgun. Will hand it off to Lawrence. Has blockers. Breaks out of a tackle and has a 1st down. He's over 100 yards on the day. Shamari Lawrence. He is a senior, so we won't have to see him again if we play FIU again. But man, he is killing us so far today. A man over the middle, wide open, as we just suck. If we run anything other than zone coverage, we just get burnt. We are a zone coverage merchant team. And I could start those 2 freshmen corners that are a lot faster with good man coverage, but they can't press, they can't play zone. I think we'd still get burnt anyway. Pickup of 2. 2nd down and 8 from the 23. It is going to be a throw from Jenkins. Time over the middle, and he didn't get his hand up. That's Liam Fuller over the middle, and he's got some serious wear and tear as well. Seemed like he could have maybe picked that one off, but just didn't get a hand up. Maybe it's because he's not feeling very well. 1st and goal from the 4 for FIU. No problems driving down the field. Curvins Chute with the TFL. Seems to be good for 1 of those per game. Specifically, seems like he gets them a lot when in the red zone. 2nd and goal from the 6. And it's going to be a keeper for Jenkins, and it looks like he's there. No, we kept him out of the end zone. That makes it 3rd and goal from the 1. Would be a big stand here if we held them to a field goal. It's a handoff to Lawrence. He is stood up. It's Liam Fuller, and it's 4th and goal. So they'll settle for another field goal. Good stand there by the defense. Bend but don't break defense is what they've been doing today. They keep allowing the big plays, but they do not allow touchdowns, it appears, as the kick is up, and it is good. So it's 21-13 for UConn. 4th quarter has officially begun as UConn's offense takes back over. And it's going to be that jet touch pass for Victor Rosa. Has to cut it back up the middle. Makes a man miss and gets a pickup of 5. 2nd down from the 30. Victor Rosa going to get the carry. And man, oh man, our center just died on that play. So now we'll have to go to the air to try to convert here. And we'll go over the middle. It's Skylar Bell, but he got led into a defender. 4th and 3. And UConn going to have to punt it away here. So that gives FIU the opportunity to maybe tie this game up. They would need a 2-point conversion to do so, as Jenkins over the middle has a man wide open. I mean, why do we ever run man coverage? It is horrific in this game. Exclusively zone coverage from now on. That's what I say. 1st and 10 from the 27. As Jenkins will fake the handoff and then look downfield. It's tipped and then incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 27. Jenkins will hand it off to Lawrence, and he's got a lot of running room again and gets another 1st. He touches the ball. It's a 1st down. At the 14, they've made quick work of this drive as Jenkins will hand off Lawrence again. And would you look at that, he's just shy of the 1st down. It was nearly true again. It was nearly a 1st down on the touch, as now they've got the backup halfback in. 2nd and 1 from the 5. And it's a keeper for Jenkins. Nobody's even close. Touchdown FIU, as they're making this a ball game here late. It's going to be 21-19. They will, of course, go for the 2-point conversion here. Would be a big stop from the defense. From the 3, a 2-point conversion, a pretty critical one at this juncture. They will hand it off to Lawrence, and this time he stood up. It's Raheem Lovelace making the tackle. And it's still 21-19. Them failing the 2-point conversion there also means that a touchdown would make it a 2-possession lead. We'd be up by 9. Victor Rosa gets a carry, a lot of running room here to the left side rather, and gets to the 45, a 1st and 10 to start the drive. Mel Brown checks into the game, 1st and 10 from the 45 in Panther territory. Man in motion, and then it's a handoff to the halfback Brown, and he'll get to the 43. About 5 minutes left to play in the game. Evers is out of the shotgun. He will look to throw. Wants Shamar Porter over the middle, but he has it punched out. 3rd and 7. Not an ideal situation for UConn. A first here would go a long way to a victory. Victor Rose is wide open, makes the grab off the Nick Evers throw, and it's a 1st and 10 to the 25. A little over 4 minutes left in the game. A touchdown would mostly ice the game, I feel, as we'll hand off Rosa up the middle. He'll get 2 yards. 2nd and 8 from the 23. Evers is back to pass here. And just going to dump it off to Mel Brown. And he's got the 1st down, and he's also inside the 10 to the 9, 1st and goal. We near the 2-minute warning. It's 2nd and goal from the 8. And Evers going to go back to pass. Going to dump this off to the halfback, Victor Rosa. Jukes inside, going to be just short of the goal line. 3rd and goal from the 1. We've hit the 2-minute warning. It's a handoff, Victor Rosa, and he's kept out of the end zone. 4th and goal from inside the 1. We're lining up to go for this. A touchdown basically puts the game away. FIU has burned one of their timeouts. Only 2 remaining. On 4th and goal, Evers QB sneak into the end zone. Touchdown, UConn. And that should put the game out of reach. The Huskies having to battle here with FIU. We kind of knew it would be when they have a strong offense. But now, with the PAT, it'll be 28-19, which is a 9-point lead, which would require 2 possessions from FIU. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Of course, need to get downfield quickly, and they're gonna do just that. Chris Grubbs, the only guy that could make the tackle. What in the world even happened? Touchdown FIU immediately. How do we blow the coverage that bad? It was cover 3. That's somebody's zone over there. But there's just nobody there defensively at all. I specifically ran a cover 3 to avoid a situation like that. And immediately Rivers is just wide open. I have to take a look at a replay here. Confusion from, I guess, the 2 corners here. They thought they were in the same zone, and ends up being Jordan Wright, the one in the wrong here, as he begins by following Maurice and then just leaves his zone completely. Now it's 28-26. They have to recover this onside kick to really have much of a chance, but we will recover it. It's Grubbs getting on top of it. There is still technically time for FIU to make a comeback now after that, so we need to kill as much clock as possible. Rosa going to get the carry and goes down after a pickup of 3. Have to burn these remaining 2 timeouts from FIU. Of course, we just burned the 1. Only 1 more left. Victor Rosa, if he could get the 1st, that'd be even more ideal. They do burn that last timeout, though. And so it comes down to this. 3rd and 2 from the 37. A 1st down puts the game away. A 4th down means that FIU has a serious chance to win this football game. Evers going to look to throw here. Wants Shamar Porter, and he drops it. Now it's 4th and 2. They want us to attempt a field goal. Man, we are throwing this game away. The 1 blunder defensively. On 4th and 2, I'm not attempting this field goal with Zach Costanzo, the freshman kicker. Instead, we're doing the jet touch pass. Victor Rosa needs to get the 1st. He's going to do a lot better than that. See ya later. FIU made it close. Victor Rosa puts it away with another touchdown. The Huskies going to take the victory today. We tried to throw it away, but we managed not to. Making the decision to not go down there could technically hurt me here, as it gives FIU the ball back. Could have just gone down and shoot. What is happening to the coverage? That is a touchdown for the Panthers. What? Is there a bug with the coverage? I'm a little confused. I don't know why this is happening, but a touchdown for FIU on one play again. That was cover 4, and I even selected the give cushion option for the defensive backs. What is going on? Let's take a look at this again. I don't know what is happening. That feels like it's like bugged somehow. I don't know what is happening. This is cover 4. So these two back here, Millette and Grubbs, should just be going back. Instead, Lee Millette runs forward to the middle of the field. Grubbs, where is he going? He's running. Oh, I'm so confused. I really don't understand what's happening. Grubbs just leaves his zone, so does Millette, and I even selected give cushion in cover 4. This has got to be some type of bug. I mean, once again, we find ourselves in the same situation. It's an onside kick, and with my luck, FIU is going to recover it. No, Chris Grubb gets a hold of it, and he'll just go down. That is the end of the game, as a matter of fact, but what in the world is going on? So UConn wins the game despite the defense's best efforts to give it up, allowing 23 points in the fourth quarter. I'm really not sure why that happened 2 times. I thought the one time on the cover 3 was just some fluke, but then it happened immediately again on the cover 4, despite selecting the give cushion option, which means that your DBs play deeper in their zone. They play further back. The whole point of me selecting that was to not give up that big play, but then both of my safeties just dive forward and are just gone. The middle of the field just wide open. There was nobody within like a country mile of that wideout. Just very bizarre. I've never seen that before. That must be a new bug with my formations, I guess, maybe in the new patch. Take a look at stats. Nick Evers had a great day, 19 for 25, 4 touchdowns, 275 yards. Victor Rosa was insane today, through the air, on the ground. It didn't matter. 18 for 134 on the ground, average 7.4 per carry. And then specifically through the air, 8 for 124 and 3 touchdowns. So that's 258 yards from scrimmage for Victor Rosa and the 3 touchdowns. That's gotta be his best performance as a UConn Husky. Nothing really to mention from the blockers this time. I feel like the blocking was actually pretty solid. Only the 1 sack given up. Defensively, Lovelace leads in solo tackles, but Millette gets total tackles with 11. 3 TFLs for Matt Hoffman, 2 for Julian Simon. A sack for Yates, a sack for Hoffman, and a half for Quincy Bryan and Julian Simon. So with that victory, UConn now 4-2 on the season. FIU still unable to find their first win, but we tried. We really tried to give it to them. Dorian Tobin has committed to the Huskies. That is a massive commit. With Nick Evers leaving after next season, we need a quarterback of the future, and it very well might be Dorian Tobin, especially with that elite speed. Unsurprisingly, Victor Rosa wins the Offensive Player of the Week for the Independents, but that is only us and Notre Dame. He did also get National Offensive Player of the Week, which is a lot more than just us and Notre Dame. That brings us to our bye week before we face off against Ohio State. Now with Dorian Tobin committed, we're looking pretty good in this recruiting class, and we have an additional 145 points to work with now. So we're officially on to week 7, which is the week where Nate McCain, a 3-star strong safety, visits, and we currently have the lead on him against Rutgers and Syracuse. But Rutgers is making up ground. We have lost the lead on Nate Putu to Boston College, but we can now allocate more points his way. We might be seeing a couple commits after this bye week, with Wayne Rourke, Manny Smith might commit. Marcus Engler is super close. Would not be surprised to see him commit, especially with the fact that he is also visiting here in week 7. Nate McCain still has to get down to his top 3, but then could be close. Manny Smith, the right tackle, does commit after the bye week, as does the tight end Marcus Engler. So that is 3 4-star commits. Syracuse is suddenly going all out on Nate McCain, and we can only offer the 50 points we're already offering. There's a chance we're losing Nate to Syracuse this week. Syracuse excellent at stealing DBs from us. We have retaken the lead on Nate Putu, and we are still in the lead for Ted Booth, but he does visit Navy this week, so we might lose some influence there. Syracuse has taken the lead on JD Webb. Wouldn't break my heart entirely to lose him, but I will put some more points his way. And I would be shocked if we don't get the commit from Wayne Rourke this week. He does visit with Navy. We could put an additional 15 points his way if we want to. In fact, let's take off this DM player and let's just throw a 25 his way. We are also going to max out points on Nate McCain to try to ensure he commits to us instead of Syracuse. It might be a lost cause at this point, and we will play this Ohio State matchup today. I think that we're probably just going to get absolutely crushed based on the way the defense in particular has been playing the last couple of games. Welcome to Ohio Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. The UConn Huskies coming to the biggest stage so far in the series to face off against the Buckeyes, a 90 overall program, a national championship contender against a 79 overall program just looking for another bowl game. Time to see if UConn can keep pace with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Toughness rank there in the top right. This is the second hardest place to play in all of college football. Darrell Robinson gonna get the carry, absolutely nowhere to go. If we want any chance, I think it's gonna have to be a very dink and dunk style of offense. Something that we are pretty good at, actually, is Shamar Porter will get a first down to the 37. 2nd and 10 from the 37, Evers. Back to pass, gonna lob one up for Shamar Porter, broken up. Shamar Porter has been excellent for us, there's no two ways about it, but he does definitely drop a decent chunk of passes. As Evers gonna step up, gonna look to run, didn't know what button Josiah Gathings was there on the left. I actually think that was Skylar Bell, and we'll punt it away. So Ohio State is quarterbacked by a senior, Devin Brown. They actually have a freshman who is the same overall, so they are set at quarterback with Julian Sayin. Halfback is Sam Williams Dixon, who is only a 79 overall. Wide receiver 1 is Carnell Tate. Then they have Jeremiah Smith, Brandon Innes, and Joseph Manjack IV. And then tight end 1 is Bennett Christian. This is actually not a very strong offense now that we're looking at it. They do have a very good offensive line, a very good receiver core. The quarterback wears number 33. That makes you want to throw up. 1st and 10 to start the day. It's a handoff, and down goes the halfback. 2nd and 3 from the 35 as Williams Dixon now in the backfield. It's not a handoff to him. Down goes the quarterback. It's Nathan Voorhees on the sack, 3rd and 10. Brown out of the shotgun, and he will, of course, look to throw. It's a screen set up for the halfback. Need to make a tackle, and Jordan Wright does. And we force Ohio State to punt it away. So we know that offense is going to be near impossible to come by. 1st and 10 from the 33. Victor Rosa going to get the carry. Not a lot of running room to work with, but he's still marching forward and gets 5 yards. 3rd down for UConn. Evers is back to pass. Has Shamar Porter over the middle, and it's a 1st down for the Huskies. 1st and 10. Back to throw, and we dump it off to Lewis Hansen. Has a little bit of space here to the right side. Pickup of 9. Stadium Pulse is quieted down a bit now. 2nd and 1. Victor Rosa gets the carry. Has a first. Gets to the 37. Darrell Robinson checks into the game. 1st and 10. Evers is back to pass. Going to dump it off to Robinson, who will have some yardage here. Gets a pickup of 6. 3rd and 7 might be too long of a distance for us to be able to convert, as Evers will look to throw. Running out of time. Nobody open. 4th and 7. And we will attempt a 51-yard field goal with Zach Costanzo, whose meter is absolutely tweaking. Costanzo's kick is up, and it's going to be just to the right. It was looking good there for a moment, but UConn unable to find any points. I still hate the fact that Ohio State's quarterback wears 33, as their halfback breaks a tackle but then goes down, a pickup of 1. And that sets up a 3rd and 5 from the 38. As Brown has time to throw, backing up in the pocket, and just decides to throw it away on 3rd and 5. and they'll punt again. It does seem like we have had the better quarterback play to start, but Evers has not had much time to throw. 1st and 10 from the 20. We'll hand off Victor Rosa. Really, no running room. So we end the first quarter deadlocked at 0-0. Ohio State only with 6 yards of total offense so far. Looking for Shamar Porter, but a little overthrown there by Evers, and we'll punt it away. One of these days, one of the offenses will find some points. Actually, maybe not. Maybe it'll be the defense that finds points first. A good carry here for Hasty, gets 7. 2nd and 3 from the 45 as Devin Brown is out of the shotgun. And he will keep this one. Voorhees too slow. Grubbs has to bring him down with the help of Liam Fuller after the first. It's the most positive yardage Ohio State has seen so far today. 1st and 10 from the 47 as Brown will hand it off to Hasty, who has blockers and just short of a 1st down. The Ohio State offense may be starting to figure it out as Brown is by himself in the backfield, man in motion, and it is a jet touch pass for them. And Hasty going to be pushed out of bounds as there is a flag down, potentially a holding call. That is indeed the case. And that makes it a 2nd and 7 for Ohio State. From the 45, it's a handoff to Williams-Dixon. Bryce Yates is there. Will the Huskies defense keep this Ohio State team in check? Time to throw and broken up. UConn will force another 4th down, and they will punt it away again. So our defense keeping us in it, but their defense is the real deal. That is for certain. Evers will go over the middle, finding Shamar Porter, and he's got a 1st down. 7 minutes left in the half. 1st and 10 for UConn, as we will dump this off to Victor Rosa. It came a second too late, only 1 yard. 2nd and 9. So we're back to pass again. We'll go Lewis Hansen's way, and he holds on. It's a 1st and 10 for the Huskies. 2nd down and 3 from the 50, as we'll go to Shamar Porter underneath. And he's got another 1st down to the 36 in Ohio State territory. 3rd and 4, as we go to throw, and it's caught by Josiah Gathings, but he's ruled short of the 1st. On 4th and 1 with this stadium, I don't trust Costanzo to make this field goal. And by I don't trust Costanzo, I of course mean I don't trust myself. So we're going to go to the ground on 4th and 1 from the 27. Victor Rosa, I think he got it. He rolled forward with the tackle. He gets the 1st. That brings us to right around the 2-minute warning. We will have to run one more play. Evers back to throw, has Darrell Robinson, who's open over here on the right side. Pickup of 9. 3rd and 4 from the 19. Evers back to pass, has Shamar Porter, makes the grab and has the 1st. From the 13, we'll go to the ground here. It's Victor Rosa, and he will get 3. Now on 2nd and 7. Evers back to throw. Rosa wide open, left side. Gets a 1st, can't get to the end zone. Under a minute left in the half. UConn looking to take a touchdown lead over the Buckeyes from the 2. Will look to throw. Shamar Porter in zone. He holds on to this one. Touchdown UConn. Shamar Porter has had a couple untimely drops the last couple weeks. Not on this one. Rifled in by Nick Evers. And the Huskies with a lead over Ohio State. 38 seconds and 3 timeouts for the Buckeyes. Let's see if our defense screws up like they did last time. As he launches one down the field, but it's broken up. That's a great play by Jordan Wright. Now only 33 seconds left. 2nd and 10 from the 22. Brown out of the pistol. Looks to throw, has his man down the field. Chris Grubbs breaks this one up. The Huskies defense wants this game. 3rd and 10. It's a handoff to Williams-Dixon, and he will go down, and that will kill the rest of the half. So we head to halftime. UConn up 7-0 on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Time of possession dominated by us. We have been slow and steady winning the race. I've mentioned that a bunch this year. I feel like that's almost when our offense is at its best. Ohio State starts with the football here in the second half, and I'm just going to show this as a quick reminder that I am indeed playing on Heisman difficulty, regardless of how it may appear. Sometimes Heisman difficulty lulls you into a false sense of security, and then absolutely slaps you down in the second half. That's kind of what I'm expecting here against Ohio State. There's no way our defense continues to play the way it's playing. Although I did mention Ohio State not with the best pieces offensively. Good receiver core, but the running back room not even as good as our running back room, and the quarterback situation is fairly equal. So it's not like they have the most potent offense in the world to begin with. It's about as good as ours as this falls incomplete. It's 3rd and 6. Would be another huge stop here for the Huskies defense. I mean, any stop against Ohio State is pretty huge. As he has his man, and this time holding on through the hit. 1st and 10. Receivers couldn't hold on to anything in the first half. That time holds on through the contact. 9 minutes left in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 43. Handoff Williams-Dixon, a burst of speed. Where did that come from? A pickup of 8. And they go into the tempo offense. Our worst nightmare. We are horrific against tempo offenses. 2nd and 2 from the 49. Williams-Dixon on the carry, outrunning everyone. Brought down by Chris Grubbs and Zachary Spears. That brings us to a 2nd and 10. Devin Brown out of the shotgun again. We'll hand off to Williams-Dixon again. And he's brought down by Cam Chadwick, a pickup of 9, though. 3rd and 1 from the 32. They hurry it to the line. Out of the shotgun, handoff Williams-Dixon again, and it's Cam Chadwick for the 3rd play in a row. 4th and 2 from the 33. They are lining up to go for it. Will they go to the ground? It's Hasty in the backfield. They do go to the ground, and Yates can't get his hands on him. It looked like he was there, but could not stick a hand out. 1st and 10 at the 29. They convert on the 4th down, as it looks like they have a tight end lined up as a left tackle. This is a very interesting formation. Hasty with a nasty spin move. Liam Fuller brings him down after the pickup of 7. And they'll hurry it up here. Empty set for Devin Brown. So, of course, going to the air. As his man, it's the tight end who steps out of bounds but does have the first. From the 19 in the red zone for, I think, the first time today. As it's going to be a throw on the RPO, and down he goes to Chris Grubbs. Now it's 2nd and 3 from the 12, as Brown looking to the sideline, changing up the play, calling yet another audible, really not liking what he's seeing here. And it's going to be a handoff to Hasty, cuts it up the middle, fights for extra yardage, and goes down at the 2. 1st and goal from the 2, empty set for Devin Brown. It's a QB keeper, and he is untouched into the end zone. Ohio State officially on the board. It took them until the second half to get the offense going, but Devin Brown gets it done with a touchdown on the ground. It'll be 7-7 when the Huskies take over. The stadium pulse is back in full force, and it's a tie football game, 7-7. Victor Rosa going to get the carry here, and he'll get 4 yards. 3rd and 2. Evers back to pass. No blitz coming, so time to throw and find Shamar Porter. Jukes back to the inside and gets to the 44 for a first. It's really only the short passing game that has been working. The running game hasn't been working. Obviously, there's no time to throw it down the field. 2nd and 11 will go Shamar Porter's way again, and he's got another first down to the 46. 1st and 10, 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Dump this off to Lewis Hansen, and it'll get 3 yards. That'll bring us to a 3rd and 4. Evers back to pass, rolling, and having to just try to get rid of it. Nobody open. 4th and 4. And the offensive coordinator wants us to go for this. That was just the coach suggestions telling us to go for it. 4th and 4. So we'll look to throw with Evers. Rosa open underneath, makes the grab, and it's a first down for UConn. From the 34 on the fresh set of downs. As we'll try to dump this off to Victor Rosa, and it's intercepted. This one with serious potential to be a pick 6. Rosa brings him down from behind. And that is the mistake that is probably going to cost us this football game. Evers made the decision to throw to Rosa too late, and the route was jumped. 1st and 10 Ohio State at the UConn 35. So we're probably going to need a turnover of our own to match. Devin Brown out of the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Hasty. Tons of running room up the middle. I mean, just the largest gap you'll ever see. Under a minute left to play here in the third quarter. Devin Brown is out of the shotgun, and he will hand it off. Actually, it's a fake. It got even me, and it's picked off over the middle by Zachary Spears. We do get the turnover of our own, and it comes from the star senior, Zachary Spears. Moved from safety to linebacker this year. He's led the team in tackles all season, now getting an interception, and a huge one at that. If we look back at this is probably unintentional, but Spears hides behind another Ohio State player to then be able to pick this off. The quarterback likely never saw him. So no harm, no foul. Each team with an interception, it's like it never happened. UConn starting from their own 11. Victor Rosa gets 2 yards. We're nearing the end of the third quarter. Evers is back to pass. Goes for Josiah Gathings, and he's got the first down, and that'll end the third quarter. A defensive slugfest today. 7-7 is the score as we enter the fourth quarter. You've got Porter in motion. And Rosa going to get the carry, trying to find the edge. One of the better carries on the day, honestly. Gets 5. Third and a long one. 9 minutes left in the game. Evers back to throw. Rolling to his right. There's just nobody open. Throwing it away. It's 4th and 1. Was going to look to run. Didn't want to risk the fumble as the edge defender was too fast. We'll punt it away, unfortunately. So we need the defense to continue to play like one of the best defenses in college football. As it's a handoff, and down he goes. It's Bryce Yates on the tackle. I feel like it's a lot to ask for a second interception, but if they could manage it here, that would be absolutely huge. 2nd and 10. A throw over the middle is broken up by Chris Grubbs. A great play from the senior safety sets up a 3rd and 10 for Ohio State. From the 30, Brown to throw, has his man, and he holds on through the contact, this time a 1st and 10. 2nd and 10 from the 44. As Brown back to throw, has his man, Jordan Wright, making the tackle, and it's another 3rd down. 3rd and 5 from the 49. UConn with another opportunity, man in motion. Shifting to the opposite side of the field, and down goes Devin Brown. As I believe that's Quincy Bryan and Cam Chadwick combining for the tackle. 4th and 12. Ohio State will have to punt it right back. That's a sophomore, by the way, in Quincy Bryan. Oh, it's actually Bryce Yates and Cam Chadwick getting back there. I swear that's not who that was. It was Quincy Bryan who tackled the halfback, which then allowed Yates and Chadwick to get home. It is still 7-7 with just over 6 minutes left to play in the game. Victor Rosa bumps into one of his linemen. That had potential to be a big carry. And that makes it 3rd and 6. Evers back to throw again, dumps it off Shamar Porter, and he will get the first down to the 34. Under 5 minutes left to play now. UConn with the opportunity of the season here to maybe upset the Ohio State Buckeyes. It's going to be on the ground. Victor Rosa has to cut it back to the middle due to the poor blocking. From the 36 on 2nd down. We'll go back to the air, try to get it to Victor Rosa on the screenplay, and we do. Rosa has excellent speed, some of the best in college football. 3rd and 1. We need less than a yard, really, to convert here. Darrell Robinson's in the game. We go to the ground. He's going to get the first down and gets to midfield. 1st and 10. These drives have taken forever and have rarely resulted in points. 1st and 10 from the 50. It's going to be a carry for Victor Rosa. Makes a cut and fumbles the football, and it's picked up by Ohio State. Victor Rosa, no. Known for his fumbling issues, has one of his better runs on the day, but coughs it up at the end. That might be the difference here today. Ohio State gonna take over. We'll take a look at the replay just to make sure it was a true fumble, but I don't think there was any doubt about this one, to be honest with you. Rosa breaking a tackle, and then just at the very end gets laid out. Yeah, and that is out before his knee is down. There is a very good chance that we just lost our opportunity to win this game. 1st and 10 from the 48 as they go on the RPO. Maybe the defense will make another play. Who knows? We approach the 2-minute warning. It's 2nd and 9 from the 50. Defense has to get a stop here. Cannot allow them into field goal range really either. Down he goes. It's Julian Simon. I don't even know if that's technically a sack, but I will take it. This is a huge third down. 3rd and 13 from the Buckeye 45. Can we get the stop? We can indeed. Brown has to throw it away. The offense will get another chance. No more mistakes. Could have scored on that drive without the Victor Rosa fumble. 1st and 10 from the 20. So we take back over, and we will, of course, get it to... Actually, this is Kylish Hicks. Shamar Porter not in the game. Under 2 minutes left. 2nd and 10 from the 37. Evers back to throw. Going over the middle again. It's Hicks again. And he gets to the 47, a 1st and 10. It's all about getting the ball out quickly at this point. 1.5 minutes remains. 1st and 10. So we will dump this off to Victor Rosa, but inaccurate from Evers. 2nd and 10. Evers back to throw. It's a screen set up for Victor Rosa. Has really good blockers down the field. Not going to risk a potential fumble here. Will run out of bounds at the 33. 1 minute 16 left. 1st and 10. So we're back to pass again. And we've got Victor Rosa to the left side once again, not risking a fumble, just getting the first and getting out of bounds. As now we can begin to potentially choose some clock, but this is not an automatic field goal for Zach Costanzo by any means. Ohio State has to burn their first timeout, just over 1 minute left to play. Evers back to pass, stepping up in the pocket, gonna slide down, and it's another timeout for Ohio State. 3rd and 6 from the 18. We'll hand it off. Victor Rosa, nowhere to go. So Ohio State has to burn their last timeout, and this is a tough field goal, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Wind is 15 miles per hour to the left. Costanzo with the biggest kick of his young career. Kick is up, and it is right down the middle. As UConn takes the lead, it is 10-7 over number 2 ranked Ohio State at the moment. 52 seconds, but no timeouts for Ohio State. Please do not pull off what you did against FIU, as this one's going to be completed, and he goes out of bounds at the 28. Really just have to keep them out of the end zone. Of course, a field goal would tie it, but we would obviously take that over the loss. Devin Brown getting chased by Quincy Bryan. He gets that one off. Killed a little bit of clock, though. 3rd and 1 from the 28. Devin Brown out of the shotgun, of course, looking to throw. And that's going to be intercepted by Cam Chadwick, and it's going to go back for 6. The Huskies are going to upset the Buckeyes. What in the world am I witnessing this episode? A terrible throw from the quarterback, Devin Brown, and UConn with the pick 6, Cam Chadwick, the sophomore corner. The hero of the day with a pick 6 against Ohio State. It's going to be 17-7, a 2-possession lead with only 37 seconds left. I thought we'd come into Ohio Stadium and get killed, but the defense has proven me wrong, as Devin Brown will dump this off to his wide receiver, but they have to go so unbelievably fast. 27, now 25 seconds. They'll spike the football. They need 2 scores in the next 24 seconds. I mean, crazy things have happened, but this would be one of the craziest of all time. Devin Brown killing most of his clock, not finding anyone, and he's gonna go down. It's Matt Hoffman and Raheem Lovelace there. Will they even have time to get this play off? We're only 8 seconds away from a massive upset. They'll spike the football with 5 seconds. There is just no way at this point. Even if they can manage to score on this play, it's gonna take more than 5 seconds, and the game will be over as the clock hits 0. It doesn't even matter what happens on this play. The Huskies have upset the Buckeyes 17-7. UConn comes in and beats number 2 Ohio State. Crazy upsets happen every year, and I guess this year the upset belongs to us. When I was looking at the depth chart for Ohio State to start the game, I mentioned their offense is not that much better than ours. They have a really good receiver core, but they're weak at halfback. Their quarterback room isn't that much better than ours. In terms of offense, we were on a pretty level playing field, I would argue. But the defense is really where the team shined today, including Ohio State. Their defense was incredible. It was so hard to move the football, and even when we did, it was even harder to get into the end zone. But then Cam Chadwick with that pick six, the dagger, puts the game away. 10 for 25 for Devin Brown, by the way. Just a terrible performance through 2 picks. And that was ultimately the difference. Nick Evers, though, 30 of 39, 229 yards and a touchdown. Just dink and dunk offense. I mean, it's all we had time to do. For rushing, Victor Rosa with 18 attempts, 56 yards. It was really impossible to run the ball today. And one of the best carries he had ended up being a fumble. So it's just like the longer we held the ball, the more nervous I was about a potential fumble. Receiving, Shamar Porter just got a bunch of these checkdowns, 9 for 86 and a touchdown. He's just so fast and big that it's so easy to get him the ball. Ben Morosky with 7 pancakes against Ohio State. What a beast. Defensively, Jordan Wright leads in solo tackles, but it's Cam Chadwick in total tackles. This sophomore corner is quickly becoming one of our best players. He just gets stuff done. He's an excellent slot corner. Bryce Yates with 2 TFLs as well as a sack. Voorhees got a sack. Then we had 4 guys with half a sack. That's Lovelace, Bryan, Chadwick, and Hoffman. Spears with a pick, and that was in the red zone. That was such a huge interception. I know Chadwick obviously got the pick 6 that was the dagger, but Spears' interception kept us in the game. What a game this was. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, as somebody who loves realism and wants the series to be a struggle, it does kind of suck to see us beating Ohio State in year 2. But man, that was so difficult. I mean, I was sweating so hard playing this game the whole time, and it was super, super fun. I hope it was fun to watch. Unbelievable. The Huskies are 5-2. They take down number 2 ranked Ohio State. We'll advance the week. I imagine that we have to be ranked after that, after beating a team like Ohio State. Wayne Rourke commits after seeing us upset the Buckeyes. And we did unfortunately lose Nate McCain to Syracuse. Cam Chadwick earns the FBS Independence Defensive Player of the Week. Very, very deserved. Wouldn't be surprised if he got the National Player of the Week as well. He did not, though. Huskies not ranked, actually. It doesn't look like it, at least. We dropped Ohio State all the way down to 15th, though, after that loss. And yeah, we are not in the top 25 despite being 5-2 and beating Ohio State. We are, however, receiving 74 votes. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Probably a really long one based on how long this recording has been, playing 2 games in a single episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and for your continued support. Let me know how you feel about the fact that UConn has already gotten such a massive upset in the series. But if you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next episode where we will face off against Oregon State back at home.